They say you have an anointing for the whole world, you don't have an anointing for this girl. Who are you? The father-in-law say. The father-in-law say, you have anointing for the whole world, you don't have anointing for this girl. Excuse me.
Can I make?
But they didn't sign it.
No, it's not about signing, sir. What I'm saying is
things are from the Bible.
Okay.
And I don't see why Christians would be taking, these are standards from the world, bring something into the house of God that has no biblical or spiritual foundation.
Okay, thank you.
If you feel that you need to sign an agreement, I'm sorry, you don't trust your partner. And if you don't trust your partner, then why are you married?
Okay.
Because people enter into marriage. Nobody knows anybody fully. And also you have to allow that marriage is a journey.
Yes.
The person that you are when you first get married, in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, 30 years' time, you will be somebody completely different. But through the process, you are supposed to come, if it is a godly marriage. Now, yes, people can change and people go their separate ways, but there is still a way to conduct ourselves as Christians in marriage. And I think that these things of like...
Thank you, my sister.
This is a secular thing and you should not even consider it.
Okay, thank you, my sister. God bless you. Thank you, Pastor.
Can I come back in response to the question? My own default position is that I would avoid a prenuptial. But I have to be realistic. We live as a minister in a very different world. I'm a pastor from a multicultural church. Sometimes you find situations where, let me just go back a bit. I think a prenuptial undermines the marriage at the outset. By signing one, you undermine the whole foundation of the marriage. Having said that, we live in a world that is very different. Even as Christians, Christian marriages fail. Now, money abounds in our world today. I know of people who marry somebody who they are beneficiaries of a trust fund. And they have no choice. The trust fund legislates that whoever they marry needs to sign a prenuptial. So in the event of the marriage failing, the other partner don't go off with half of whatever is left. Now, that's what the law requires. So a Christian person marrying that person has no choice. They have to sign that prenuptial. Again, there are many people who are very scheming. Obviously, in a situation where a marriage failed, someone might have to decide if the marriage has been going for 20, 30, 40 years, how much that person deserves to get. But if a person is just married for 6 months and want half of what you have, you're going to feel this is rather unfair. Within a church context, we'd expect and hope that a pastor can help to negotiate a path through. But unfortunately today, when there's hurt, when a person has committed adultery, and there's anger, and there's children involved, you ain't going to listen to your pastor. You're gone. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that, but unfortunately often it is. But my position is avoid a prenuptial. It undermines relationship.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Okay, evangelist, please. She has a big experience and a bitter experience even, and she has something to say. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
I came in quite late, so I want to apologize for that. But following on from what's been said so far, I have two Bible passages that came to mind that I need to speak. The first one in Proverbs 13:22 says, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. That's one. Second of all was, the second one that I got was in Hosea 4:6. That says, my people are destroyed from lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also reject you as my priests.
Hallelujah.
let me start with what was asked and then move from there. Go back to the other question that was on when I came in. Should Christians sign prenuptial? Yes, they should. Yes, they should. Why I say that? Because of the fact that the first passage I read, it said a good person leaves an inheritance for the children. I've listened to everything we've said, but we haven't mentioned the children. Yes, we are in the church. Yes, everything is happening. But even in the church, people are suffering. In the church, divorce is taking place. I am a divorcee. I've remarried. In the church, people are having adultery and fornicating, and most of the time it's the young people. So if we come here under the guise of church and say because we're in the church, the pastor should pray for them, we're living in an airy-fairy world. I run my own business and I'm out there dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. Things are happening that the church are not addressing. And you find that most of the people that are affected are the pastor's children. I am a pastor's child. Oh, these two pastors here know my father. I am a pastor's child. And so many things are happening. I was a teen mom. My father is a pastor. How can I be a teen mom? These things are happening. So we can't be living in a world that we feel that, oh, the church and then the world. We are not separate. We are all together. Should Christians sign a prenuptial? Yes, they should, because of the fact of the children, especially where a divorce or a death has taken place between the parents and then you have children. Because when you then remarry, especially at an older age, and you remarry, you're going to have children from the other person's family and your own family. What then do you do? When you and the person that you worked together, maybe the person has passed away or divorced, you worked together all these years and that person has passed away or you then divorced, what about the children? And then you remarry. So that wealth and whatever you stored up with the first spouse you had, and that whatever happened that you people broke up or the person died, what happens to that wealth? When you remarry and you have nothing signed, what happens to that wealth for the children? Are we thinking of the children? Because you find children, the prenuptial, the wordings in the prenuptial will say that before, when this person remarries, everything that they have up until that marriage stays for that person. So if that marriage, this second marriage, unfortunately ends up in divorce, or either of the partners split up or married and dies, whatever they have before the marriage, whatever they have stays within that initial first marriage and for the children. So whatever they then acquire, whatever they then acquire, listen, let me finish. Whatever then is then acquired, after, no, let me finish. Whatever then is then acquired. Whatever then is then acquired after the second marriage. After the second marriage, the couple then know how to split it, because obviously they have children from one side, you have children from another side. So whatever is after when they marry together and the wealth that they acquire together, they then know within the prenup, because they will set, the prenup have its own setting and you also add what you want to add. So whatever is acquired within this new marriage would then be split up obviously equally amongst both people, both parties from different sides. That is the thing. But the thing I want to say, we may dispute it, but the reality of life is that we are living in the world. We're not living in heaven. So we're relating with human beings. And you can tell everybody, oh, I'm a pastor, I love this person, I love this person. But people can pretend. People can stay with a person for millions of years and that person has a second family outside. You will never know.
That is why you need God's counsel.
Can I finish? That's why. Because of the fact that if we continue to dwell on the fact that what is happening is actually happening within the church, and we fail to realize that, then we'll continue to suffer in ignorance. The Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge, you can have as many godly counsel. Knowledge, you can have as many godly counsel. You can have as many godly counsel as you possibly can. You can have as many godly counsel as you possibly can, but at the end of the day, what is happening, if we're not tackling it, it's not happening. We can say, oh, but love, let me say something. In a marriage, we say, oh, love is what's going to hold the marriage together. Love is not the only thing that holds.
It's not the only thing.
It's the knowledge and the appreciation of each other that will hold our
Rules and
marriage
values.
together. Love will go.
Respect.
Love will go.
And love won't go.
Love will
If you
go.
have God.
Love will go.
It can't go.
Love will go.
It can't go.
You know,
All right.
okay, wait. So let's take it amicably. Let's take it amicably.
Love will
We're
go.
coming. Okay, we're taking it amicably.
Love can't go.
Think about it.
Okay.
Respect God states in the word,
It's
it's in the Bible.
until we have an understanding of each other.
Okay, yes.
That's how you continue to keep that thing going. But what I want to end up with, because I understand that pastors and everything, obviously we have disagreement.
No,
You mentioned-
that's the reason we're here. It's the
you
basic.
mentioned many things. He is a godly man. of
That's
God.
it. Well
Why did
done.
he end up in divorce?
Thank
Did
you.
he not get revelation?
Thank
We
you.
have to think of this. And that's
Thank
the first
you.
thing. Did he not love his wife? That's
Thank
what you
you.
need to think of. Second of all,
Jesus is not married, so then you cannot copy Jesus.
second of all,
No.
second of all,
Go ahead. Because what I'm going through, the Bible said when we are in Christ, it said all things are passed away.
Okay.
Yesterday, my sister said her life was this. I said, please don't say your life.
Okay.
The day you gave your life to Christ, you have no life. So why do you worry about your life?
Okay.
Listen, sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm coming, sir. You see, this signing or not signing, I was thinking we are going to talk about salvation.
Okay.
What the church getting wrong, that churching is declining in this country. Now you joke up that your daughter, your friend joined the Muslim. Please, ma. So what are we doing to bring them back to Christ? Signing agreement. I bought a house in my wife's name because I'm a trustee of a church, a founder in Blackburn. She knew me. My church is over 20 years. Understand? We married for 24 years. But there's circumstances which beyond my own, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to change God at all.
Okay.
Understand? It's only me that God will change.
Okay.
I trust
Okay.
God.
All right, sir. Okay.
Let me just say 2 minutes. Yeah, say something.
Thank you. Professor.
Thank you so much.
Evangelist Margaret.
Our evangelist Margaret. Thank you so much for that. Let me just say something for 2 minutes. There are two sides of this thing. The first is, where do we stand? The second is, how do we bring others, especially this young generation, to where we stand? Because the reality is this: I have 4 boys, 3 of them are in university right now. They have friends. Some of the friends, some of them are Christians, already married, have children. We are always under pressure. Do you understand? We are always under pressure because they are under pressure. We are always on our toes because they see an example of myself and my wife that there is no compromise when it comes to the word of God. But it has opened our eyes to the reality of this world that we are facing. They are pastors' children. They are on the edge all the time. And it's a challenge. I won't say it's a struggle. We are always on our toes. Now the question is this: we know where we stand. We don't believe in prenuptial. We don't believe it's a solution. We don't believe it is biblical. Having said that, there are young people, even people who are older, like in second marriages, who are concerned because of the experiences that they have had and others have had. No, I was telling them that this is not right. It's not enough. We've got to find a bridge between that and where they are.
Amen. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I want to support. Yes, to react a bit new.
to what our evangelist has just said. She mentioned a relationship that has been broken down, getting married to a new person, and then having children for them.
Okay.
You know, I want you to understand that in this world, individual has gotten his own life to live. Individual, we are just shepherds to our children. Any situation we pass through, they are watching us. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Now, if you carry over to another man and you married, maybe someone has lost his or her husband, married to another person and have children, fine. Those children have their way, their life to live under the canopy of God. You are just a shepherd. I've seen a situation whereby in those days, when they say, okay, you lose your father, and this is a polygamous, come, let's divide the, what do you call it, the property. Some people just opted out, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Let others who needed it share it. I have my life to live. It has happened to me. My father had 16 children, 3 wives, and my mother was the last wife. So when they called us, like, oh, after 10 years, we need to divide. Oh, I told my brothers, elderly people, I said, well, if you can only give me the gun out of my property, gun. I said, yes, my father had a gun. Are you going to kill us? I said, well, if you can't give me the gun, go away with the properties. I have my own life to live. I don't want farm. I don't want clothes. I don't want anything. And I'm living my own life. My children have their own life to live.
That's right.
They live according to the mirror. I call it the mirror, the word of God. It will guide every one of us to success in life, if we believe. It's only those who don't believe that will be babbling, going here and there.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Praise God. To my little knowledge, I would say signing should not be.
Okay.
Because we are in the world.
No, we're debating. We need to get something. We're here to rub minds together. Because when we look at the topic of this conference, it's hurting. It's a hurt. So we need to find a solution to it. Because we are in this 21st century, we need the answer. This hurt, what is causing the hurt? What is happening? In this also, we need to get to it.
The Bible says we are in the world. But we're not of the world. We should bring the word of God into the world. Not the world into the church.
Okay.
One. And the Bible also says 2 are better than 1. One, the husband shall leave his family, they shall cleave to his wife. Not 2.
No, 1.
People have been trying to work out the multiplication, but it cannot be. God's only multiplication. 1 times 1 is always 1. So why should they divide the house?
Okay.
And for the one that raised the issue of, okay, let's start signing on the marriage, must have a dodgy thing within his mind before saying that. They should have trusted each other before that option or that one come out.
Remember, God bless you, my sister. Thank you very much. You remember when these 2 sides we are looking at now, we need to go to I believe that, we as godly parents that have the grace, like the father of Ben-Ahid did. Father and the mother of Ben-Ahid did, mother-in-law of Ben-Ahid did. They bring them, they make sure they talk them, and they make sure they do their own part to bring them together. That is the grace. That is another thing like that prenuptial we are talking the other side. That is what they bring them into. They help them to know the disadvantage and the advantage. The father
then have to continue married.
No, sir. No, they bring them to continue and they let them. No, but Ben-Ahid's father-in-law, look at Ben-Ahid. He said, if you have anointing for the whole world and you do not have anointing for this girl, you have not started.
So they didn't separate.
No, we're not talking about separation, Dad. That is, we're not talking about separation. We're talking about we applying a principle that we help our children not to suffer in the things that is happening in this 21st century.
You are right.
That is what we're saying. But let's forget about that word being prenup or something. But we can also do something something on our own part to bring our children together so that our children will not suffer. You know what? I understand what this sister is saying. You know, because that question came from America. That prenuptial, what's Philippa? The question came from US. Somebody that threw this question came from US.
Now what?
That can they prenup? You know, prenuptial, thank you. Can maybe, you know, can one sign it to have a protection over their marriage? Yes, you know. Go on.
The world has entered into the church.
Yeah.
The church has entered into the world.
Yes.
So we must be very careful.
No. Let's. Pastor, can you stand up, please? I just.
First of all,
Yes, sir.
apologize for coming late.
It's all right, sir.
I'm in a very far place and I walked towards last night.
You are forgiven.
Thank you very much. You see, the problem we have is that we tend to be dogmatic when it comes to the scriptures. We tend to be dogmatic. When I walk in, I saw my brother saying he's going through divorce. And some of us will click our mind and say, that was that's one divorce. So that's how we read it. That's not what the Bible said. I'm a theologian. I've gone through this school in this country. So when we look at issues, we need to be very careful. It is easier for me to conclude on her issue because I'm not wearing her shoes.
Hallelujah.
It's very easy for me to conclude on an issue. I'm not wearing a shoe. It's easier for me to bring the Bible before here and condemn him with the Bible because I'm not in his shoe. Last 2 months here, I handled a case. Where the woman is a social worker here and her husband was sleeping with her daughter for 10 years in this country. And now you will tell the woman don't divorce the man. Stay with the man. I'm coming. Now, I'm coming. I'm going somewhere. I'm building a foundation. You see, sorry, I'm a young in age, but I'm very vast because I've dealt with great and small. I've seen life in different forms. Now, we are very good in picking the scripture as a backbone. But when you sit down critically, in any verse, when those days when we're in theology, taught by you just good. When we're doing studies, the one thing they taught us in theology teaches you, Bible is not what you pick one verse and hang on it. I'm coming. Start from the beginning, read it down, and find out why that verse says so. The answer may be somewhere else. Because all verses open each other. Now, when we look at prenatal, it is not biblical.
It's not.
Yes, but it's not a sin.
But it's not a. Thank you, sir. No, you did it.
I'm coming. I'm still my When I finish, I will sit down. When I finish, I will sit down.
You're not talking about sin.
It's not a sin. I'm I will finish when I will sit down.
Sin is another.
I heard when you were talking, sir. I heard when you were talking there. It is not a sin. It's not. There's no way in the Bible said if the knowledge of prenatal was existing in the days of Jesus or days of the Hebrews, they would have advised them to do it. But it wasn't existing. Prenatal people have met. You see, the business of today is find girl, look for one big man to marry, and after 2 years and divorce to send the money. That's the business of today. The business that is happening today. It's what's happening today. You can hardly find genuinity in marriage today. It is so. I'm very sorry because when it comes to marriage, I'm very down to earth.
And that is the wife. God bless. Let's put our hands together. He's a married man, happily married with a wife. So he knows what it is.
Down to earth. So,
do you sign free?
No.
I'm
going. I'm going somewhere. I didn't sign. No, I didn't sign.
You can't sign.
No, I'll tell you I didn't sign because one, I didn't marry in this country.
That's it.
One, that's the basic reason. If I was in this country,
but the law of this country is with you.
I'm still on my feet. I'm still on my feet. And don't pick words on my mind, please. I'm still on my feet. If I was in this country, and I had the knowledge I'm having now, before I marry her, I will sign. I will tell you. When I was to travel, I'm still on my feet. When I was to travel, she's here. I hate trousers. When I spoke to her to marry her, I told her, the only problem I have with you is your trousers. But she packed all her trousers and went to give it to her sisters because she wanted to marry this woman. After married, I traveled. The jeans trouser I wore got thrown in Gatwick Airport. Got the code. After the first time she's coming to greet me, I said, please buy trouser. He said, are you okay? I said, I'm okay, buy trouser. Knowledge has changed. Information. So the difference between what you were before and what you are now is information.
Just like grace, we're in the time of grace. We're in the time of grace.
Listen, you're not
getting to answer yes or no. Has God changed?
When we are communicating,
God has not changed.
I'm finished. God did not change. God did not change. God did not change. But do you know that there's nobody on earth yet that explains Bible well?
Hallelujah. Amen.
We are not
Amen.
I want to ask a question, sir. Okay. Question for you. Okay. You mentioned somebody that was sleeping with
his own daughter.
Very good. Was he caught red-handed in that act?
No, it doesn't have to be caught, Pastor.
No. There's a purpose for it. If the person was caught red-handed, the other man has the right to divorce.
Okay.
No,
Listen to me.
Okay.
This is because they can prove it. He did this, and that was why this was done.
Daughter.
Okay.
You
don't understand. Listen to me. I'm asking.
Okay, let's
then definitely, you get me right, sir.
Yes,
if the man wasn't caught doing that, somebody can ask them.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I don't support it. Sir, listen. If the person was not caught and he's doing that, listen.
No. This thing if it's the only thing that
if the man is not caught doing that, one is wrong. Are you getting me now? God will judge him based on the word of God that is carrying. Are you getting me now? If he's a Christian and a born again, he's gonna be judged, and that secrecy is not gonna be hidden.
Okay.
It's not gonna be hidden.
That's true.
Sir, that is a separate
exposed. Sorry, I know it's a separate thing.
All right, let me just say something, sir. That is a completely separate thing, and that is a very
great sin.
Yes. No, it's not about sin. What we are saying here, we are not talking. Now we have moved from.
What we are saying.
We've all agreed that we here, at least most of us, have agreed that it's not, as far as we're concerned, it's not biblical.
Okay.
And we will not. Okay. But the issue we are missing is how do we deal with the real situation out there and also in church that we are dealing with? Because sorry, man. The reason why I'm saying that is this. We need to forget about ourselves now, sincerely speaking. Even in the church, there are issues, massive issues. And if we don't deal with them, even scripturally, if we are not sensitive to deal with them according to the word of God, we're going to be having situations where they are there and we are here. Even our children, some of the children, they're on fire. Forget about even pastors, yes, even strong Christians. All sorts of things are happening to them because we are holding on to the Bible, which we have to hold on to. But we are not bringing them in. Well, that's what I really want us to talk about. How do we?
Let's say, thank you, sir.
Is that most of the church goers these days, they got married before they came to your church.
That's it.
Understand? And in this land, there's no how you can marry. Understand? We have too many marriages in this country. Marriage as convenience. Whatever. We marry in the church. 10 years later, we go to registry. Understand? Whilst many people marry because they want the paper. Understand? And that kind of here, I bless God. I live in Dagenham. Before I got married, after I got 2 houses. With the first one, the second one of my wife's name. So she took one that we use for our resources for retirements, whatever. I was in the second one. Already things has been divided. But unfortunately, we have no kids for 20-something years.
Okay.
We keep on raising other people's children. Understand? She's living her life. I'm living as a minister. I have the anointing of God upon me. You keep on bringing Benny Hinn in. We don't bring it to this level. Please, excuse me. Please, please. It's like bringing Ashimolo to our level here. Ashimolo was not in the level here. Talk less of Benny. Benny children, please, sorry. I understand. I understand.
25 years before he divorced.
That's right. Benny Hinn divided. They divided their inheritance to share with the wife. The parents are watching. Understand? Benny Hinn is not going down. Because they are not in the Bible says the gift and the calling of God without repentance.
That's it.
God will not call you and say because you commit sin, I didn't call you again. God is not behaving. Excuse me. The fact is that we are going now out of. I pray we will not go out of the will of God.
No.
Understand? The day you marry here, either for conveniency or whatever, you sign. Understand? Probably by December my divorce will come through, and when it comes to already we have 2 houses, we divide it. What else do we want to divide? Understand? But when we got married 20-something years ago, 24 years ago in this country, we did not think about we are going to separate forever. It's only both of us when we hit the rock. Understand?
And the old love is lost.
The love, I still have it as a Christian, just to patch up that I am. But things are not going anymore. I'm alive, she's alive. Understand? But the fact is that if you don't know where I'm coming from, you will lose this one. It's a sinner. He divorced his wife. Understand? This premature or whatever, I don't think it's the answer to the body of Christ. But the word of God, we are too conscious. We are conscious of heaven, and we are earthly wasted. I'm sorry to say this, man.
You are right.
I don't hardly have time to spend with my wife and nurture her. I went to the Bible school. She did not. Every time she would tell me, I'm coming, sorry, God did not call her. God called you. It's your ministry. And I took the ministry on my head. I just carry her along when it's convenient for me. Understand? Definitely.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
No, I'm not blaming anybody.
No, it's your fault.
It's fine, yes. Because if you look at the 5 priorities, yes, listen to me, sir. If you look at the 5 priorities, it's not my fault. The 5 priorities of a Christian, amen? The first one is to God. The first priority to God. Understand, either you marry or you don't marry. The second one, amen, is to your wife. Not to your children, not to your business. But now, things have changed. Even though the first priority now in life is not even God. I'm going to work. So we pack church aside. Understand? When we hit the rock, we come back to God. The children we are talking about, how many times do we disciple them? Now, what are these children learning from us here? Nothing. Because our time here, our 3-4 hours here, there's nothing they are taking home from here as a church. Understand? I'm sorry to say this. What they learn from us here? Nothing. Argument. Now, many of them, they marry outside. It's not to Christians. Because we didn't teach them what they're supposed to do.
That is the reason why this debate
the church is declining.
To be able to. That is why this debate is here, to be able to.
Yes, when one person said no, that person that said no may be one that's correct. That's psychology for you, that's life. So let's put that aside. The question, what he said, which I so touched me, is that what are our contributions to bring those children back to ourselves? The problem, the issue, I tell people there's no perfect marriage. Thank you. These 2 things I believe in marriage. Commitment and sacrifice.
That's it. That's it. Which is agape love.
I sacrifice myself for my children.
Yes.
I'm there for them. I'm there for them. I'm there for my wife from the one. I'm there for my children from the one. Then I become an epitome of example to them.
That's it. That's it.
I'm able to tell them, look, I am a figure you can believe, you can trust on.
Okay.
They will try and bring up and encourage our friends also. Be involved in what they are involved in. Because it is not us that our children know. On Monday, our children go to school. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Are you there with them? We're not there with them. He's on the knees. Pray for them.
And the issue, let me just clarify what I said. The issue is this. It doesn't matter what we say. 90% of what we say to them, they don't even hear.
No, I won't take that.
No, listen.
No, I won't take that.
But let me put it this way. If they hear, they don't immediately act. I'm telling you the truth. What they act on is what they see.
We are the examples.